bubble as the movement that we've got. We talked about incidental exercise. The amount of movement that we do incidentally every day should represent the grey bubble, and then our exercise at the gym should represent the red bubble there, our planned movement. Okay, so you can see by that contrast that if we didn't make it to the gym, it's not going to be so bad for our overall wellness because of the amount of movement we're doing naturally. Okay, so I always look at it like a dripping tap. If you put a bucket under a dripping tap and just let it drip its thing over in the corner, you'll come back and the bucket fills up. Okay, full bucket again and again and again. Who's ever then gone to fill up a bucket? Doesn't matter how fast you turn the tap on, you're getting impatient while you're waiting for that bucket to fill. Okay, that's that concept. When we are trying to force ourselves into the gym and plan our movement, because we have to squeeze all of our movement for the day in one planned period of time, we get frustrated because we have to optimize how much we're doing then. And we have to try and force everything into that point. Whereas if we can have a general dripping of the tap happening all day with our movements, then when it comes to the gym, we can be a bit more playful, a bit more fun, and be less specific because we can enjoy ourselves more because we're not relying on that time to get everything from it. Okay? So, who here catches the public transport into work? Yep, cool. Where do you guys get off? Which state do you get from the city, or do you get off Elizabeth Quay? Yeah?
Or literally out the front.
Yep, cool. So, let's just say I'm going to use Elizabeth Quay as the example just down here. So if you go from there and you make a beeline straight to here, then you're going to get a little bit of a walk in while you come to the office. If you decide to be a little bit more scenic and you add 5 minutes to your loop by crossing that bridge and coming around a little bit of a longer way, and you add 5 minutes in the morning, okay? Then when you go to lunch, rather than going straight to lunch, you might then add the block in. So you go add 5 minutes to when you go to lunch. That's now 10 minutes. 5 minutes on the way back is now becomes 15 minutes. Then you add 5 minutes in when you go to the train or the bus again. Okay, that becomes 20 minutes. Now, 4 5-minute blocks. Maybe in the morning, if you're rushing into a meeting, you might not have enough time to add those 5 minutes in. But if you try and aim, just say ideal scenario, 5 times a week is now 100 minutes. Okay, if we do 100 minutes a week and then we do that for 9 weeks, all right, everyone always goes, oh, walking, what's that really going to do? Okay, but if we do 5 minutes 4 times a day, every day for 9 weeks, that's the equivalent of walking from Perth to Mandurah. Okay, so if we were adding that much dripping tap movement into our lives every day, how much might that then correlate to or translate to after 9 weeks, and then again 9 weeks? What's that going to look like in a year's time if you just added 20 minutes a day into that background movement that we've got? Okay, then it comes to the point where you sort of take the stairs instead of the escalator. We saw that. Okay, not all stairs have music, so you might have to just pretend it's playing in your own mind if that's what you need to do. But it's called that intentional hardship. Is that the word where we sort of look at? So you go, my intention is to sort of make it a little bit harder for myself rather than always taking the easy way. Okay, walk a bit longer, walk up the hill, take the stairs. All those opportunities that we have, where can we make it harder? Start introducing double steps up the stairs. So you're adding extra big steps in that'll work the same as doing lunges and squats and those sorts of things in the gym itself. Okay. Anyone starting to think about ideas they might have in their day where they might be able to squeeze a little bit more in? Yep. You don't have to do it all the time. The other one that we've got, you can always have it where every time you sit down, you do a double squat. So you come to your chair, you sit down, so you touch the chair, you stand up, then you sit down. And then when you go the opposite way, you stand up, you touch the chair, then you stand up. It may look funny, but hey, if you do that 20 times a day, you've now got an extra 40 squats in your day, which means coming to the gym and doing 4 sets of 10, right? But you haven't taken any time to go to the gym and do it. It just happens in your day, okay? When we go and pick up stuff, rather than just being as lazy as we can, try and do things more on one leg. Put your shoes on with one foot standing, and you've got this balance happening as well while you're doing things, okay? And you can try and just stand on one leg more often. When you're standing in the supermarket line, you can move around a little bit more.
We're all going to be so weird.
You know what? Everyone always thinks about it's really weird, but like you probably just missed Joey before. He's already standing around doing this while he's standing in the back there, and he's just moving it. That's it. That's all right. So just by adding those movements in, you can then work on having that bigger everyday movement. So a reliance on the gym is diminished, but we can use the gym in other ways where we can start to practice skills and different types of training. We're not using the gym for our fitness, we're using the gym as our playground to explore what we can do with our movements and try and improve things and start to change the way that we train. Okay? So we're going to do this now. We're going to stand up. Just let me take a moment. So this here represents what's called our movement bubble. We're not